Hello, Roftwood. It's me, Zombie GG with the Roftwood Coordination Center, proudly presenting you with another post-apocalyptic production I like to call an RCC Fireside Chat. This episode is the third and final part of my series with Frank Byrne, a 10-year veteran with the Soldiers of Crossman Pro Survivor group. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. Yeah, it takes
exactly,
a lot of effort to hunt PKers.
And that's precisely the thing they want, so why give in to what they want?
You just stay focused on the pro survivor aspect of your operation.
We have had people within our group are sometimes upset that they get PK'd and we aren't allowed to
It's painful,
retaliate to
man,
them.
and that short term, but I see the tactic you're introducing to me is think about the big picture long term.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like short term it hurts. It sucks. You
Yeah.
log in and
Yeah.
especially when they talk shit before they dump you too.
I personally think that's at least entertaining if they actually drop a line or something. I get more pissed off if they kill me and don't say anything. At least say something to me if you're going to kill me.
The Flowers of Decay, that's why I like them so much. Hate Crime and Dijon Sanders, they're pretty good at adding flavor to their hits. You know, whenever I die, they usually have some kind of cool thing that's like, I read it and then I die, and it's almost like a respect hit. It's kind of badass.
It is. And I respect people who have some form of witty comment for me.
I'm trying to think in your neck of the woods playing up in Darvel Heights. I only have a little bit of experience with my Gideon Ghoulslayer alt. He's my super RP factory character. But anyway, when I was in Darvel Heights with Gideon playing around, I remember Soldiers of Crossman hung out with you guys, and then I remember the Malton Globetrotters came around. What was your experience with those folks?
Yeah, well, we have had our run-ins with them. The thing is, as I understand it, they are a PK group within the dead.
I did not know that.
They usually hang out around the Darvel Heights and especially Kagimal pretty often, so we have had our run-ins with them, but we have our policy about not going after PKers unless there's a good reason for it, so usually we just leave the people. We sure have people within our group who complain about it, but we just have to keep our ground and tell them that, well, yeah, as you said, see the bigger picture and let them waste their AP on you rather than you wasting your AP on them.
I imagine, are you kind of like a mediator in your role since you're kind of like a veteran type folk?
I have always been sort of the talk guy within the Soldiers of Crossman, mostly because I got promoted to the whole ambassador and recruitment thing back in the days, and after that it just became my natural position within the group to be the guy who talked to people, both people from outside of the group and inside of the group, try to be the guy of reason, so to speak.
That's a super important role, man. Who did you say started the Soldiers of Crossman forum? First there was no wiki, and then what, Cortana and stuff made a wiki, and then you guys eventually moved to actually metagame on a real ass forum. Do you remember if it was like a pro boards or whatever? I
think it was pro boards. It was one of those free ones at least.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything special. It was just a beer back. It sort of looks like our forum does today, even though we don't really use it as much today. But
that was a big deal back in the day. If your group had a forum, you were like actually...
You became legit.
Yeah, you were really starting to do more stuff than just log in and bumble around.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, when did you first get into the Discord game?
Looks like it was around March last year, maybe a bit earlier.
So you guys just made the transition pretty recently?
It was around the same time that Asian decided to leave the group, and therefore we had to solve some sort of ownership over the forum and stuff like that, because he was in charge of it.
Aishan was in charge of the Soldiers of Crossman forum?
Yeah, it's probably still on his domain, I think. The thing was, when he left, and I was thinking also about resigning as officer, because at this point in time I didn't really have much time for leading the group, and I felt that if I'm not able to lead the group, then I shouldn't be leading the group. So we talked among our members that we have shrunk to a much smaller size than we used to be, and we have a leadership that wants to resign and all this, and we tried to discuss how we should proceed, and the alternative was to jump to Discord, which Warney talked about, and we thought that, well, let's go back to how it was before we actually created a hierarchy within the group, because there wasn't a point to have the organized structure of a forum when you're a 10-12 people group. So we needed something that would work for us much better, and the result was Discord, which is much faster and it allows for a much freer way of speaking with each other. So that's when Warner set up the Discord and we made the switch over there, and these days we only use the forum for the first recruitment of new members, because we want to make a background check and all this kind of stuff, and have a record of members and all that, and obviously also as an archive of our past stuff. So,
the Knights Templar have been able to hold on to their forum. RRF lost theirs, freaking Zone Defenders lost theirs, Malton Medical Staff, they lost their original forum, which was like the source of a bunch of cool stuff. I lost mine. The original RCC forum was on Pro Boards. And then when I took my break, I don't know, the internet freaking got rid of it or something.
The same thing happened with our first forum also, but we had the natural transition to the second one also. So it was sort of, should we try to keep this as a sort of a memorial that hopefully someone goes in and checks out sometimes, or should we just let it go? And even though I personally have a lot of members from that board, since that's where I began my journey in the SoC, I still think that we should keep going. We shouldn't get too focused on the past. We should try to look forward to the future also.
I think it's super neat, like the whole RCC Discord is just literally a whole history.
Yeah, I actually enjoy the Discord communication method. It's a much closer and personal way of communicating, and I think that our members also feel that they have a much closer connection to each other than they had back at the forum.
And the ease of access to just only one username to be able to participate in the whole Urban Dead community, that's pretty freaking cool as well, in my opinion. I hated having to remember all my username and passwords for every different forum.
Yeah, me too. I have a favorite tab on my web browser, and man, it was fucking long.
A couple of things I want to talk to you about. First is, we've just kicked ass hella hard together. You guys showed up to the RCC 2 months ago? Was it like early October? I got in touch with you guys on my main character, Zombie GG, I believe, just going off the top of my head, probably like September, October, when like Andrew Bauer and I were finally starting to talk together on Discord. And it seemed like the Soldiers of Crossman and the DEM are kind of tag teamed right now or something. Then he told me that you guys were on the Discord, and that's where I met Clayton Carmine, Millhouser, and you, and holy hell am I super grateful for all the help you guys have given us. Stanbury Village and Roftwood is a freaking war zone. I don't know what it's been like up there in Kiger. I don't know where you guys...
Yeah, well, we have had the... It's there's the ups and downs there, so it's as it usually is. But the thing is that we scratch your back, you scratch our back. It's that's what close survivor groups are all about.
I just don't know if we'll ever leave Roftwood. One time there was a little campaign effort to go help out the Knights Templar against the Scourge, but I don't know, our trenches are deep. It's like this was World War I. It's like the Western Front. We can't like abandon our trenches. The freaking Ridley Bank Resistance Front is right there. Always. It's tough, but it's fun. It gives us, like you say, a challenge. So, you've shared a little bit about your history. The Cortana person founded the Soldiers of Crossman, and then Achon, I feel so ignorant, I can't pronounce his name correctly, but Akon or whatever.
Neither can I, so.
Yeah, he kind of really gave you guys focus, and then he stepped down a little bit ago. You guys got into Discord a little bit ago, and now we're all just trying to do the best we can with, just keeping double-digit memberships.
Yeah, well, but then at the same time, as long as you have the core members, then as long as you're not alone, that's at least something. I try to not look at the numbers that much because I mean, we have gone from 50 to what 10 now. So if you get hooked on the numbers, then it's obviously pretty depressing to see it drop that low. But at the same time, we're still having fun, so that's the main point in all of this.
Yeah, you guys have brought a few very fun members, yourself included, to my experience in this game. I just want to give a
Yeah.
shout out to Clayton Carmine and Millhauser. I'm looking forward to doing a little recording session with both those dudes after this. Thank you so much, Frank Byrne, for everything you've done with this game. Thank you for your most recent help, freaking trying to clean up after this giant Ridley Bank Resistance Front mess from Halloween.
Thank you for having me and allowing me to give you an insight into my Malton life. And thank you for keeping some form of passion for the game. We need more that are dedicated as you are for keeping things alive.
Hell yeah, man. So Soldiers of Crossman, folks, Frank Byrne, and the whole theme of these gentlemen is brotherhood. Just have fun, focus on big picture, and try to play together. Enjoy the game. Later, everyone. Hello again, Roftwood. This concludes my series with Frank Byrne, a 10-year veteran with the Soldiers of Crossman Pro Survivor Group. Thank you supremely, Frank, and the rest of the SoC for your most recent assistance during the RRF's 2019 Halloween invasion. Stay tuned for more from SoC officers Clayton Carmine and Millhauser, coming soon. This RCC Fireside Chat is a post-apocalyptic production proudly presented to you by the Roftwood Coordination Center. I'm Zombie GG, and as always, Roftwood, the pleasure's been mine.